I need to wait. Okay. Yesterday we were talking about the custom table creation. Custom table creation. Any table which starts with U underscore will be your custom table. In that, 6 system default fields are getting created. Fields or columns are getting created. What are they? Created by, updated by SysID, and there is one more, updates. Right. On top of that, whatever the column that you wanted to create in your table, you can create based on your requirement. That we understood. Now we need, okay, we know how to create a table, and then each table you can relate it to a module. One module equals one table, right? And then we have two views. One is list view, another one is form view. List view and then form view. So whatever you are doing, either it is on the list view or on the form view. In other terms, I can say that it is at the table level or row level. Row means record level, or column level, or field level. Row I can call it as record, column I can call it as field, right? Which we have already seen. Today we'll be learning about form design. This is also discussed, form design, and then form layout, all, and then related list, and the table. Now, when I go to my instance, I have created student. What is my application menu here? Narayana College. You can give any name. See, when you go to the all applications, and then when you go to your specific application menu, there is a pencil icon. See here. Click on this pencil icon. When you click on that, you will be able to edit your application menu. Earlier, you have given Narayana College. If you wanted to make an update on that, you can do that like this. Chaitanya College. And then roles. See this? As soon as this table is created, by default, one role is getting created. What is this? U underscore student is your table underscore user. By default, this role will be created. Now, whoever wants to access this application menu or application, you can call it as application menu or simply call it as application. If anyone wants to access this application, this role has to be given to that particular person. Then only they can access. Since I am the system administrator, I can access each and every application. But if you wanted to restrict the application access, you can provide the roles here. See this? There are a lot of out-of-the-box roles, or else you can create your own role. But at the time of creating this application menu, one role is by default created, which is U underscore student underscore user. Right. And then category, see this? It is by default custom application, because you have created your own custom table that will be categorized under custom tables. If you click on this, there will be other categories as well, like see, administration, custom application, label, main, social IT. Like this, you can put your application menu in any of these categories. All right. Now, when you scroll down, see modules. What is the module that you have created as part of your table creation? Only one module, which is students. Open this. Students. Okay. Now it is. Let me just save this change. I haven't saved it. Let me just refresh this. Now this is Chaitanya College. Now there is an order for your module. Let me create one more module to this application. I'm creating one more module, which is parents, students, and then I'm creating one more module called parents. I'm giving order as 200. And then order I'm giving here 100. Let me just save it. Here also, let me just save it. I need to select the link type as well. I'll just select the table here. U underscore student is the table. Okay, let me just save it. Go back. Now, under your application menu called Chaitanya College, you have two modules. One is students, other one is parents. Now, when you go here, just refresh. What is that? Student, right? It is still not giving you the what we call the module. Let me just make it 200 list of records, and then role is also given, right? Let me just check why it is not given. Students, the mandatory field you have given. Perfect. Now let me just refresh it again. It takes 30 seconds to 1 minute of your time to get it reflected. Still not reflecting. Okay. What I'll do, let me just log out and then log in back. Just close this. Let me just type Chaitanya College. Now you see. Now you see under your application menu, you have two modules. If you open parents, this is the table that you see. Whatever the columns you wanted to place it, you can simply move it like this and then save it. The columns will be present. Basically, how you are managing these menus versus modules? By going to that application menu. Just a configuration. You don't need to write any code here. If you wanted to increase, you can increase the modules as well. Now, try to understand if I type incident. This is application menu. These are modules. These are also created like this, right? Exactly how I'm creating for my students or the parents or for my application called Chaitanya College. This is also created like this. That's the reason why ServiceNow is very flexible. You can modify this incident application as well, application menu as well, by going to this application menu. These are all modules in this. Create new, assign to me, open, unassigned, all resolved. These are all modules. This is the concept behind application menus versus modules. You can modify it, you can update it, you can remove it, whatever the things that you wanted to do, you can do it. Now, you might be wondering why order is being given as 100, 200 like this. Why can't it be 1, 2, 3, 4 like that? Why? Any guesses? Why it is 100, 200? This order can be given just to make the order like this. If you give order 100, create new, 200, 300, 400. If you want result to be displayed here at the first position, then you need to modify the order for this result to the 100. Then it will be coming at the first place. Any guesses why we are giving 100, 200 as order? Why not 1, 2, 3, 4? Any idea? Say yes or no?
No, sir.
All right. So basically, why we are giving this order as 100, 200, 300? Why? Because if you give order as 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, instead of 100, 200, 300, 400. Now, if you give 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, okay, 4 modules you have created. In future, maybe you wanted to increase your modules. Then can you make it as 1.5, 1.6, 1.3 like that? The system won't accept decimals. That's the reason why we are giving 100, 200. That means what? In between 100 and 200, you can create 99 more modules. In between 200 and 300, you can create some more 99 modules. If you give 1, 2, 3 like this, you cannot incorporate the other new modules in between 1 and 2, right? That's the reason why we are giving it as 100, 200, 300, 400. Got the idea?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, this is my form, right? Let me just go to my form quickly. Under Chaitanya, this is my application menu. And then when I go to my students, if I open a new form. Now, this is good. I can do all the changes. Right click on the form header, configure, form design. Form design we have already seen. What is form layout? Click on this form layout. What is this form layout? Now see, there is no difference between form design and form layout. That you need to understand. This form design and form design, there is no difference except the UI. These two, form design and form layout, options are there in order to design your form. The purpose is same, but how you create will be different. Now, what I'll do, I'll simply duplicate it. Let me just go back. This is my form. I'll go to my form design. Now you see, the way you see the UI, the way you see the UI here, form layout. See the UI here is different. See, you will see the student table here and then the view just beside it. Here also, see this. The table is already given and then view is here. See this? This is the view. If you wanted to create a new view, what you can do? Simply, you will click new and then you need to enter the view like this. For example, teacher view. I just wanted to create a teacher view. Then create like this. See? Now you have the teacher view. Default view, principal view, and then teacher view. Here, how can you create? You can simply click new. The same. You can give the name here. Now, section. This is for form section. Here, how can you do that? Just simply clicking on this plus button and then new section is being created. Right. Here, you need to click on this new and you need to give the section name. Any other section in the form. Now, if you wanted to create a field, then here how we are doing, first you need to select the field type, the data type, and then drag and drop it, and then clicking on this gear button and you're giving the values, backend name, label name, and then mandatory or not, everything you're giving, right? Here, how can you do that? Same, you will select the data type. For example, you will just select the data type and then give the name. I would like to give the name as maybe annual card score for a student. And then simply click on this add, your field is created. The UI is different, but what you are doing is still the same. Whatever the component that you are getting here, the same is there here also. That means what? This is the older way or the oldest way. This is the new way of creating fields, forms, views for your table. Got the idea? Got the difference between form design and form layout?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, let me just go back to my form. This is my form, right? Now, right click And then the third one is related list. See this? Click on this related list. What is this related list? Let me just add this attachments related list to my form, and I'll save it. Now, let me just principal view, right? Let me just go back. I'll just go to any existing record, not the new record. Okay, I'll go to my existing record. See, this is your form from here. See this, from here till here. See this, till here. This is your form. These are form fields. This is field value. This is field value. Field value. This is your form header. This is your form section. See this? These are forms. The form is ended. But when you scroll down, these are your related list. Related list means what? This is your table, right? Excuse me. This is your table, right? You underscore student is your table. That means your form is from here till here. What is this? This is related list. Related list means the name itself is revealing. Related list means list is coming from another table. Now, when you go, this is attachments, right? Now, let me just click on new, choose file. What I'll do, probably I'll just type iPhone. I'm adding one record here, one attachment. Now, when I open this record, what will be happening? Goal relationship. Let me just add. Forget about everything. You just need to focus about the related list. That's it. Okay. Now, this is my student. These are my related list. That means what? This attachments list is coming from another table. This goal is coming from another table. Let me just open this record. When you look at the table, see this? SNGF goal M2M relationship. This is my table. That means this is another table, right? From another table, we are getting the data as a list to your current table. That is what is your related list. That means there is a relation between this student table and your goal table. How you are making that relationship? Just by providing related list at the bottom of your form. This is your form. At the bottom of your form, you are attaching that related list. Since it is a list, this is one record, you are seeing only one. Let me just add one more. I need to give test 2. Go back. Submit. Save it. Go back. Go back. Now we see 2 records. If you have 100 records also, that is coming from a different table. That is what is your related list. Okay. Now, all. What is this all? When you go to your form, right click, configure, and then all. If you go to all option, you will be able to see all the configurations that are done on your form. For example, these are business rules, these are client scripts, dictionary entries. These are all components we will be discussing one by one. But for now, what you need to understand, when you go to all option, you will be getting all the configurations at one place. That means it's the one-stop solution for all of the configurations versus customizations done on your table level or the form level. You can consider either form or form. Now you see, if you wanted to go to the business rules, you need to type business rules here. You need to type business rules, and then under system definition you will find the business rules. You need to open like this, and then if you wanted to search on your table, for example, u underscore student is your table, right? Sorry, u underscore, let me just type u underscore. What is the name of your table? Let me just go to the let me just go to the table. U underscore student is your table. Now, on your table, if any business rule is configured or not, then that will be visible. Since we haven't created any business rule, it is not coming. For example, if you wanted to know the client scripts which are written on your table, you need to again come here. You need to just type client scripts under system definition, open it, and then you need to find. Instead of doing this multiple times for multiple components, if you go to all, you will find everything at one place. See this? Everything, business rule, dictionary entries, your actions, access control, everything at one place. You can simply do your work by coming to this. Nothing else. This is just an option for easy navigation. Okay. Now, what is table? Whenever you wanted to go to the table level and check what are the fields, how it is created, how you do that? You type table in the left navigation pane, and then under system definition, you will go to the tables, and then you will search for your table. For example, u underscore student. If you wanted to make some changes to your table, you can go like this, right? You can add columns, you can modify anything. But you can directly do that simply by right-clicking, configure, and then table. Same configuration page will be open either way. Instead of going multiple times to your all applications navigator, the ServiceNow is giving you the flexibility. From form itself, you can go to your configuration by using all, by using table. This is what is about form design, layout, related list, all in table. Any questions for these 5 components?
No.
No.
All right, perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. All right. Now, see, when I go to my table, under related links, see this? Related links. See, these are all related lists you already know today. You already know about it. We have discussed. These are all related lists. Then what is this related link? You know everything here. These are all form configuration. These are all columns, controls, application access. You know everything. You know related lists as well. You know, if you right click configure, you will be getting all these options. As a developer, you will always go to this configure and then do your work. What is this related link? This related link is also one of the components. This is called UI action in ServiceNow. We'll be discussing later, not now. Okay. Now, from table, so far, what you have seen from form, you can go to the table level. But ServiceNow is giving the vice versa relationships as well. That means what? From table, you can go to your form design. See this? From table, you can go to your form layout. Form layout. Similarly, From table, you can go to your form, how your form is getting visible. If you wanted to preview it, you can do that also. And then form builder is the latest feature that is added in the Washington DC release. No need to worry about it. Okay, we'll be discussing later. Don't worry. And then layout list. This is your layout list. If you wanted to do your list changes, you can do that. As of now, created is the only field. If you wanted to show these many columns, then you can simply save it. That will be displayed under your list view. These are all self-explanatory. Okay, we haven't covered this, right? Columns we have covered. Controls. So what is this controls? At a table level, you can have these. You can have these controls. Now, this extensible and live feed, forget about it for now. We'll be discussing later. If I tell you this concept, you'll be confused. Okay, what is this auto number? This auto number option is available to give the number to your record. Let me give you the example. If I go to my incident table, this is my incident table, right? See, for every record, the number is automatically generated. See, since it is incident, INC, the first three letters of that particular word, incident, INC, and then some random number is getting generated, right? That you can set here. If I click, it will be giving the option. For my student record, I can give it as student, STU, and the number. If I give 1000, then 3 zeros will be added. If I give 10,000, then 4 zeros will be added. And what is the length of your number? You can define it. 7. By default, it is 7. Even for the incident also, see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number of digits. Now, let me save this. If I save this, if I go to my form, where is that? Show form. Now, if I create one more record, here 20,000, address Bangalore. I need to give this parent details as well, since these are mandatory fields. Fee details. I need to select the date, total fee, rank to nothing. Then let me just save it. Now, if I go to my table data, right? Let me just add the number, save it. Now you see STU 0010001 is added. From now onwards, whatever the record is being created, the number is automatically created with this auto number concept. Where is that? Let me just go back. With this auto number concept, that you can use it. And then create access controls, user role. The ServiceNow is automatically creating one role at the time of creating your table. For example, if you wanted to give any other roles which are existing, you can give it. Only admin can access this table. You can modify it. Then save it. Then only admin can access this application. Like that. You can give your own role as well. Not changing. Save it. This is control. That means you're controlling your application. Now, what is this application access? See this? Can read, can create, can update, can delete. These are very, very important. And then this scope also. Can this be accessible from all application scope or this application scope? You can mention it. But most of the application, you will select the first option, all application scope. Can read means if anybody who is having this role can read the data. Since you are admin, you are able to create a record, but this user will not be able to create. User will be able to read only. If you give can create, if you give can update, can delete, then only what this user that you are defining will be able to do all those database operations, thread operations, create, read, update, delete, that sort of stuff based on the permissions that you are managing from the application access. And there are other options as well. Allow access to this table via web services. This is integrations. In ServiceNow, the table data can be filled in either by directly going to the form and filling in the details that will be stored in a table. There is one more way, that is web services. Through web integration also, you can fill the data in your table. At the time of discussing integration, you will get to know this option. And then allow configuration. If you click on this user will be able to do the configuration as well. Always this should be unchecked, because we cannot give the configuration access to this user. Since you are admin, you need to do the configurations of this particular application. Now, when you scroll down, see there is one more option called show schema map. Click on this. What is the schema map? Schema map. Schema map, when you open that, you will get graphical way of representing a table. Now you see, for this is the schema, the term which is related to the database. For every table, there is a schema behind it. Schema means simply a skeleton of your table. Okay. Now, when you click on this, what is being shown here? Let me just click on these columns. See, whatever the columns that you have created, everything is visible. Like number, student address, student class, everything. All the values you're able to see. Now, show referenced fields. If any referenced fields are there, then that will be shown. Referencing fields. You no need to learn all of this technical details, but just try to understand there is a schema map. And if we go to that schema map, we'll be able to understand if there are any extended tables. This is not the perfect example. Let me just open it for incident so that you can identify the reference incident.list. What I'm doing here, I'll open any form. Let me just change the view. Change the view from password to the default view, and then right click, configure table. Now for this incident, if I go to my schema map, now you see extended tables, extending tables. What is this extending tables, extended tables? Let me discuss this as well. Extending, extends. Okay. This is OOPS concept, the parent-child relationship. Parent-child relationship. Now, there is a family, small family, parent A, parent B. Has, let me just open the paint to illustrate it better. See, parent A. Parent A, parent B. These are parents. Now, these two parents have kid 1, kid 2. Okay, parent AB are parents. These parents have two kids, kid 1 and then kid 2. Now, this parent A is female, B is male. All right. Now, this female A has some characteristics. The female A or parent A, these are parents for these two children. Female A is fair in color, maybe short in height, and then skinny. So what are the characteristics of this female A? Let me just write it here. I'll write it here. Short. Let me just increase the font. Short in height, maybe skinny, and then fair in color. All right. Now, parent B, male. Tall in height, and then weight is also more, very stout, and then color like not very fair. Mid-range color. These are the characteristics of B. Parent A, parent B. Now, these are children's, right? Kid 1, kid 2. Now, this kid 1 and kid 2 will either inherit the qualities of either parent A or parent B. Either parent A or parent B. Correct? That means what? The parent A is short in height, skinny, fair, tall, weight, and then mid-range. Right. This kid 1 will be acquiring the qualities of either A or B. Either A or B. Maybe fair in color, and then mid-range. Fair in color, weight is more. That means one quality from female, one quality from the male parent. Similarly, kid 2 will be acquiring some qualities. I'm mentioning only 3 here. There will be multiple qualities for a human being. This kid 1 and kid 2 will be acquiring the qualities of either parent A or parent B or both. This is what is called parent-child relationship. In general words, in real world, this is called parent-child relationship. Now, Same is the true for our object-oriented programming languages. Not only ServiceNow. This concept is standard for every programming language. Now, there is a table. This is your parent table. There is one more table. This is your child table. This is your child table. Now, if you have created the rows and columns, you have created columns like this in your parent table. Now, for example, you have created 4 columns, right? Here you have created 4 columns. These 4 columns will be acquired to this child. The same 4 columns will be acquired to this. Will be acquired to this child. That means what? This kid 1 or kid 2 will be acquiring the qualities of parent A or parent B. Similarly, in ServiceNow, the relationship between the tables, parent-child relationship is established. Then whatever the fields that you have created in the parent table will be acquired by this child table. Now, this parent table, I can call this parent table as extensible. That means the table which is being extended. Extensible means that table can be extended. Now, the child table, this one, the child table, I can call this as extending table. That means this is extensible table, parent table. The child table is extending table. That means the table which is extending from another table is called your extending. This sort of relationship we use in ServiceNow. What is extensible? A table itself which is being extended. That means your parent. What is extending? Table which is extending from another table. That's the reason why when you look at your table, let me just go to the table. When you look at your table, u_student, right? When you look at your table, there is one option called extends. Let me just click on this new. See, this extends table option is there. It was not discussed yesterday because without this concept, you cannot understand this. That's the reason why that was not. Now see, extend table means what? For example, you are creating a new table. I'm creating one more table called, now I'm creating, maybe I'll just use railway table, railway ticket booking table. Now, extends table. Now, I wanted to extend this from a table called task table. Now you see what I'm doing here. I'm making my table as child table. I'm extending from a table called task table. Let me just save it. If you give like this, now see, your table is becoming a child table. Whatever the table that you're mentioning, this table is your parent table. Now, if you look at here, see how many columns are created? 71 columns are automatically created. Have I created anything for this table? No, I haven't created any column, but 71 columns are getting created automatically. Why? Because you are extending from your parent table. This table has 70 fields. That's the reason why you are getting all those fields from your parent table, whatever the field that you have that are being extended here. The concept of parent child. Whatever the columns that you have created, everything will be available to your child. This is what is called parent versus child relationship. Got the idea? Got the idea, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now, when you look at your schema for this incident, now you see this incident table is extended from the table called task table. See this? Show extending tables. Now, let me just show this. See? This is extending table. If I click this incident table is getting extended from a table called task table. Show referencing fields. That field has any references. See this? This task table is the child table. Task table is the parent, child is the incident. This incident is a child table to the task table. Now there is one more relationship, incident task. This is even referencing table to your incident table. Show referenced tables. These are all referenced tables. See this? Incident task, incident. From this incident table has relationships with these many tables: change request, execution plan, group table, contract table. Like this, the entire schema will be shown when you go to that schema map. Understood now? What is schema map? Any questions?
No, sir.
Understood, right? This is very, very important if you wanted to learn the relationships. See, this incident has reference fields with all of these tables. You can see it. For example, if you wanted to see what are the columns, see this? All the columns are mentioned here. You can check each and everything. And then hierarchy also, you can see that. Now you see. You won't use this much. This is required at the architectural level, but having this knowledge will be helpful to you. All right. So coming back to the subject, and then add to the service catalog. This option, if you wanted to add this table to your catalog, you can do this, and then rest everything, just you can ignore it. And then when you go to this access control, see this? Access control, labels, database indexes, and then table subscription configuration. These all not needed. This access control can be dealt when we deal with server-side development. Okay. Now, when I go to my form, you have time, right? Let me just take 5 to 10 minutes of your time. When I go to my form, let me just remove everything here. This is also not required. Now, when I go to my students, Chaitanya, right? Chaitanya. This is my application menu. This is my students table. I can enter the data in this particular list by opening a form. This is my form, right? Right click and then configure, all these options, right? Tomorrow we'll be seeing these UI policies, and then we'll start with the UI policies, and if time permits, we'll be covering client scripts as well. From tomorrow, you'll be introduced to the APIs, scripting, how to do the scripting, what is required for scripting, and then how to learn it, everything will be discussed tomorrow. I wanted you to practice all of the concepts discussed today. What is discussed today? Schema map, parent-child. You need to create a table, and you need to extend that table from a parent table. And then we have discussed all form design. I wanted you to practice this layout, all related list, and then there is one more option called table, and then table other pieces like access, auto number, and then related links. You need to practice all of this. And then I wanted you to practice data types. If you create one form, putting all the data types at your form, you will be able to understand how that data type is being displayed on the form. If you wanted to modify it, you can modify it. Length, you can modify it. And then the data type, if you wanted to update it, you can update it. So like that, you can do n number of things. Okay. Let me just stop sharing.